Hey, this is Corey from New Age Self-Reliance, and if I had to start all over again, if I lost all my skills, all my gear, all my everything, and I needed to start my journey on self-reliance and personal preparedness, where would I start? And honestly, this is where I kind of differ from literally everyone else. If you look at the prepper community, they're going to tell you to focus on like a bug out bag or a lights out bag or a blackout bag. If you look at the self-reliance community, they're going to tell you to stock up on food and water and all these different things. Honestly, if it's 2024 and I lost everything and I had to start completely from scratch, the first thing I'd do is I would buy a tent, a sleeping bag, an air mattress, a camp stove, pots, pans, camping pots and pans, a cooler, and I would go camping. And a lot of people think that that's just absurd because like going camping is a hobby and it's something that people do for fun. Like it's not a survival or a it's not a survival thing, it's not a preparedness thing, it's just a hobby that people do to have fun. But honestly, that hobby teaches you a ton. Most of the skills that I have, I learned while I was camping, right? So what you're going to learn is you're going to learn how to set up a shelter in a campsite. You're going to learn how to sleep comfortably in the woods away from your home. You're going to learn how to cook without your stove, your oven, or your microwave. You're going to learn how to start fire to keep yourself warm, to light up your campsite, to cook over if you're going to roast marshmallows or hot dogs and stuff. You're going to learn how to entertain yourself without a TV and electricity and all those comfort items that we're used to. You're going to learn how to preserve the battery on your phone so that you have it in case of an emergency. You're going to learn how to take care of yourself because if you're out in the middle of the woods and you get hurt, if you roll an ankle or if you sprain an ankle or if you get a deep cut that needs stitches or if you burn yourself real bad, you're a long way from town. It's going to take you a long time to get back to a hospital or to see a doctor. And so you need to be extra careful. And you learn how to observe your surroundings. You learn how to think before you act. You learn so many skills. And if you bought all that stuff right now and you went camping even once a month for the next 6 months, 6 times of going camping, you're going to get very good at setting up your camp. You're going to get a comfortable camp area, a little place that you live for the night. You're going to get really good at sleeping in the woods and having a air mattress or a sleeping pad or a sleeping bag that you find comfortable and that you can sleep throughout the night. You're going to learn again how to make that fire. You're going to learn how to take care of yourself, and all of these things are going to get more and more intuitive. All of these things are going to get easier and easier and easier and easier. The first time you try to start a fire, it's hard. The 6th time, you kind of got a system down by the 6th time. Sleeping is kind of awkward and scary and weird. By the 6th time, you're kind of used to all the sounds. You're kind of used to what to expect. You're kind of used to everything that's happening around you. You learn how to cook better. You're not burning everything on your camp stove. You're learning how to turn the heat down a little bit. You're learning how to use your pots and pans a little bit differently to distribute the heat. You're learning all these different things, which allows you the privilege of stocking up on food, right? A lot of people take ramen noodles for granted. If you're in a situation, imagine this situation right here, okay? You're in your apartment, your home, your house, wherever it is, you're at home, and just out of sheer mistake, okay, the utility company makes a mistake and they shut off your electric and your water, right? And you've prepped, you've prepared, you have all this backup ramen noodles, but you have no water, right? You have no microwave or stovetop. How are you going to cook those ramen noodles? Right? A lot of people are like, they're cheap, they're easy to store, they have a really long shelf life. They go on and on about how amazing ramen noodles are. They talk about rice, beans and rice. Rice is like a staple in the prepper community, in the self-reliance community. Everybody has like a 5-gallon bucket just full of rice. If you have no water or electricity, how are you going to cook that rice? How are you going to cook those beans? Right? By starting with camping, you now have a camp stove. You now have fuel for that camp stove, and you've probably already have made rice, you've probably already made ramen noodles, you've probably done it a few times by now. And so if the power company makes a mistake and it's Friday and they shut your power off and you have to go a whole weekend because they're closed until Monday, right? You can make it that weekend with the ramen noodles, the rice, the mountain house camping, the backpacking meals. If you have mountain house meals for camping, you can eat those. You can, it opens up so many different lanes. You can have a fire to stay warm. Maybe you bought yourself a little portable heater that you can use inside your tent because it gets kind of chilly at night. Maybe you've upgraded your sleeping bag so that you can sleep on your sleeping bag instead of put your sleeping bag on your bed so that you stay warmer throughout the night. There's so many things that you can refer back to, whether it's your camping gear that you were using, whether it's the knowledge that you gained from camping. It's just an all-around great place to start. And if I had to do it all over again, that's exactly where I would start. It's exactly, if anybody comes up to me and asks me where to start, that's what I always tell them. And they always tell me that I'm crazy because everybody else on YouTube is telling them to start with food, start with this, start with that, start with all these different things. But when you boil it down, what's a bug out bag? A bug out bag is a bag. Well, if you're planning on bugging out into the wilderness, it's full of camping equipment. It's a bag that you have ready to go camping at a moment's notice. What is a blackout kit? A blackout kit is a way of staying warm and everything, just like you do when you're out camping. There's so many things that cross over into the camping world and the preparedness and self-reliance world that once you get into that camping mindset, once you understand how to split firewood, once you understand how to collect firewood, how to start the fire, how to do all these different things, all of a sudden everything else starts opening up to you. Even like having the stove, having a camp stove means that while everybody else is trying to figure out what to eat, I can just fry up a steak. Right? I can fry up steak and eggs, hash browns, just like I do when I'm out camping. I can make brat patties. I can make so many different things because I have the knowledge and the equipment to do so because I've had it ever since I was camping years ago. So, with that being said, in the comment section, tell me how crazy I am because everybody's going to say that in 2024 you need to start by prepping food. You need to start by doing this and that and the next thing, and you don't have time to go camping. But I feel like you have plenty of time to go camping. Like I said, 6 times, 6 overnighters, and it'll be a world of difference. That first time is going to be difficult. That last time is going to be much easier, and it's only going to get easier from there. And in 6 months, you have the advantage of this tent leaks. I want a new one. So you buy a different tent that's more higher quality and is better for what you need. Maybe it's too small. You need a bigger one. Maybe your sleeping bag isn't as comfortable as you would like it to be. Maybe it's too loud, so you get blankets instead of a sleeping bag. Maybe, you have time to figure all these things out, and so that if an emergency does happen, if something were to take place that you have to utilize this gear unplanned, it's not a big deal anymore. You just use it just the way you've always used it, and you're only going to get better at it from here. So, tell me how crazy I am in the comment section. Like this video if you like it and you want to learn more about all of these things. And I cannot wait to see you on my next video.